2 classic Mexican tortas in one video. Hi everybody and welcome back to my kitchen. Sorry about my voice, but I'm getting over some laryngitis. But I've got 2 classic tortas I want to share with you today. And get this, they're made with leftovers. Well, but before you click off, these are not just ordinary leftovers. These are things that I've shown you how to make in other videos that you make for big special occasions, but I'll bet you have some left over. So we're going to make a mole torta with chicken, and we're going to make a bacalao, that classic salt cod dish that they make in Mexico for Christmas time and for Lent time. I'm going to show you how to make the classic torta with them, because you might just want to make extra to make these tortas. They're that good. Okay, so the first thing, of course, where you're talking about making a torta, you want to cut open the bread and then take out the little miga that's on the inside of it. This is not a particularly special kind of task. You're just tearing out some of the center there. And then I have a bean puree here. That's a very classic thing. Think of it like the spread of butter on a sandwich, or perhaps the spread of some mayo on a sandwich. In Mexico, it's this bean puree. I'm using black beans here, and it usually takes a couple of tablespoons of that to smear on the bottom of them. So we're setting up very classic torta making here. I'm doing an artisan bolillo here, the telera that is often used for making tortas in Mexico is not the right bread exactly for making these 2 particular tortas. So we're all set there. Now let's talk about mole. Because, yeah, you can go to your Mexican grocery store and buy some mole paste and reconstitute that and make that into mole. But my guess is a lot of you have gone to Mexico and you've brought back really, really good quality mole paste from one of the Mexico City or the Oaxaca markets. This is a great place to use that kind of mole. Just reconstitute that with some chicken stock is usually the best thing to do. And then I've got a rotisserie chicken that I just kind of pulled apart, took the bones and the skin off of it and heated it with the mole. And then I'm going to take the mole'd chicken here and spoon that right over that bean puree that's there. And then it's really all about the toppings that go on these classic tortas. And if you don't think that people have mole tortas all the time in Mexico, you're completely wrong. This is one of the most famous. So I've got the garnishes for this on this other side here. And I'm going to start here with a little bit of crema. And it's one of my favorite things on a mole torta. So dollop it on here. That should be about the right amount. There. Then we're taking queso fresco, that fresh cheese, and put that over the top. Sprinkle a good amount of it because the tangy milkiness of this cheese is really perfect up against the richness of the mole. And then sliced white onion goes on that. If you want to make it fresh, you want to give it the best texture and flavor, then rinse it under cold water before you use it here. And then we've got our torta there. I'm going to make a kind of mess here, but I'm going to cut it in half. Okay, I told you it was going to be messy, but look at that. That's really beautiful. So I'll set that one there. And the other half here, I'll tell you, these are going to be really delicious to eat. Okay, I'll set that one there. Now I do have to clean up my mess here. Okay, now on to bacalao. For those of you that don't know much about bacalao, it's one of those things that grows on you. If you weren't raised with it, then probably you will need to have it a couple of times because it's made with salt cod, but with roasted tomatoes and capers and olives and pickled jalapenos. It's really, really delicious. And when you make it for one of the feasts for Christmas or for the Lenten time, then you will always make a large batch of it. Again, check my videos because in our taco manual, I show you how to make these really classic tacos of bacalao. But it's just such a great dish. It's a great dish as far as I'm concerned because I just absolutely love it. So spoon it into the hollow of the bread that you made and then covered with the bean paste there. Look at that. Now, I like to, because this is a sandwich, really reinforce the flavors that are in this bacalao that you could serve as a taco filling or you could serve it as a main course, which people in Mexico do all the time. So I'm going to reinforce these flavors by putting some olives on top of it. Because I think on sandwiches, you need to have some pretty robust flavors there. And this is kind of our condiment, if you will. And so we'll put some jalapeno strips on there, adding brightness and spice to it. Cover that. We'll see if I do a better job cutting this one. I can tell you it's not going to be that much easier. So I'm going to cut down through this artisan bolillo that I'm working with here and all the way to the bottom. I got another knife here that'll actually help me cut through the very bottom of it easier. And my mouth is watering. I don't know about yours, but man, what a beauty that is. So I'm going to set these right over there. Couple of very classic tortas from Mexico. The torta de bacalao, the torta de mole with crema and queso fresco and beautiful crunchy white onion. I think you're going to find a reason to make these guys.